Hi, and welcome back to Kidsafe Online. I'm Sensei Chris. This series of videos is about practicing our sticks, and I'd like to add a few ideas to the basic video of stick strikes that we posted, and that is some modifications and some changes that you can do if you're getting pretty comfortable with the basic strikes. I should start off by a quick review of the basic strikes. We start off with our stick in a natural grip, fingers just a few inches above the bottom of the stick, because this part is a weapon as well. We're going to talk about that in a second. But also, I'm going to be in a guard. My other hand is not by my side or sticking out, but it is in the center line of my body. In fact, they almost make an X. I haven't really thought about that. But my hand is directly behind my stick. If something were to hit my stick, my hand would be there to stop it from hitting my face. So this is my guard position. We talked about the basic strikes where we're going to go to the first parking position, right above our dominant shoulder, and we're going to strike diagonally first, second, then we're going to strike horizontally, third, fourth, then we're going to strike upwards, fifth, sixth, then we're going to strike downwards. And here's the first thing I want to talk about. Last time in the video, we practiced with this easy downward strike that goes past our body. Okay, but there's another way to do it, and that is to strike inward and past our front of our body. So this is the easy part. So instead of striking here and going on a slight diagonal here, we're going on the opposite. And this is not a diagonal line. It's actually, I'm going to turn just slightly, it's actually a vertical line that goes right past my leg. But if I turn back to center line, it's coming to the center of my body and past my leg. And the way I do that is by turning my stick slightly and lining my elbow up with the center line and coming straight past. Now, here's the tricky part. After I do that 7 strike downward, I have to do an upward strike. And you can do it with your hand like this and just go up, but I'm not a big fan of that strike. So what I like to see people doing is striking down, reversing that stick, and striking up. This is not a very powerful strike, but it is a more effective strike. So I might be coming here and striking at someone's hand. So 7 strike to the same side of my body, 8th strike up, and that would take us to 9, 10, 11, and 12. So one of the interesting things that I want to talk about here is to get from natural grip to reverse grip is we're using a two-handed switch, which makes sense in some circumstances, but there are 2 alternate ways to switch to a reverse grip. The one is using my other hand and just bringing it around. I highly recommend practicing this and not letting go of the tambo. So you're letting go with your fingers, but my hand is still touching it. So I'm sort of rotating it on my hand. I don't want to lose contact. I want to get in the habit of touching the tambo here and staying in contact with it and touching it there. But another way to switch grips is the way that you would do very simply. If I told you, okay, grab the other end. Well, you could let go and just grab the other end. This takes a little practice, and you have to practice letting the stick slide through your hand just the right amount. But if you don't quite slide enough, you can just do your back strike with less stick. It's not going to hurt anybody. On my wooden tambo, I have these tape grips. So the tape grips give me a convenient way to just grab the stick on the other end. And the last and coolest way to practice changing grips on the tambo is to do a flipping motion where I switch to an opposite grip. Now that's kind of cool to see. Makes a pretty pattern, especially with this stick, but I'm going to walk you through what that looks like, okay? If I take my tambo and I open my hand, I just kind of let the stick fall and I open my hand, then what I'm doing is holding it between my thumb and my pointer finger. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to use my thumb to turn that stick until it's between my pointer finger and my middle finger. And now I'm in a reverse grip. I'm going to do that again. So I've got my stick in this grip, opening my hand, bringing these 3 fingers up, rotating the stick around my pointer finger, and then bringing my pointer finger around the stick, and now I have the reverse grip. When I do it slowly, it looks kind of pointless. But when I do it quickly, it actually takes place pretty quickly. So I'm opening my hand, rolling it around my finger, taking the opposite grip. Why might that be more effective? Is it might be that I just need to bring my stick into the opposite grip. So all I'm doing now is flipping it around that index finger. And from reverse grip, it's actually just the opposite. Is I'm opening my hand, keeping my pointer finger on the stick, and reversing the grip. This is a little too flashy for a real stick fight, but if you're in the dojo, being able to rotate this stick from one grip to the next is a useful skill. So where that takes us to in our drill is 11, flip, 12. So now my other hand doesn't have to be part of the flip. Stab, flip, stab. Or stab, slide, stab. So those are two variations that you can practice. It's also fun to just practice flipping the stick back and forth, reverse grip, regular grip, reverse grip, regular grip. Worth practicing. See you again at the next video. But in the meantime, just remember, especially when we're practicing flipping our stick, you're going to drop the stick. No matter how good you are at this, sooner or later, you're going to drop. Oh yeah, that's the other reason to learn how to use a one-handed stick flip, because you might be practicing with two sticks and you might want to flip them both. Okay, so, but sooner or later, you're going to drop one. And if you're indoors, be careful because they tend to fly in the wrong direction, okay? So practice your stick flipping moves outdoors, okay? As always, be safe, practice hard. See you next time.